Here are today's top Hawaii headlines from the editors at the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Also, huge mahalo to Longstrugs Hawaii for sponsoring the show. Head on over to your neighborhood Longstrugs for all your shopping needs. Earlier this month, the Honolulu Board of Water Supply urged Oahu residents to conserve water. But officials say water use on Oahu has continued to increase since November. The Board of Water Supply closed 3 municipal wells as a precautionary measure to make sure that spilled fuel from the Red Hill facility didn't migrate into its own wells. Water demand will likely rise during the drier months. That means officials will have to impose mandatory water conservation measures or even restrict new construction in urban Oahu because there isn't enough water. Ernie Lau is chief engineer and manager of the Honolulu Board of Water Supply. Lau has urged Oahu residents, particularly in urban Oahu, to reduce their water consumption by 10%. He recommends limiting showers to 5 minutes and restricting activities such as watering lawns and washing cars. The board has started exploring alternative sources of water, but it typically takes 5 to 7 years to develop a replacement well. An actor with prominent roles in the Justice League and Harry Potter Fantastic Beasts film franchises was arrested early Monday on Hawaii Island. Hawaii County Police arrested Ezra Miller for suspicion of disorderly conduct and harassment after allegedly becoming belligerent over the weekend at a Hilo bar. On Sunday night, Miller became agitated after hearing Margarita Village patrons singing karaoke of the ballad Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper. Most locals frequent the bar in Hilo. Police say Miller yelled obscenities and grabbed the microphone from a 23-year-old woman singing karaoke and later lunged at a 32-year-old man playing darts. Officers arrived at the bar to arrest Miller shortly after midnight. Miller was released after posting $500 bail. Miller resides in Vermont. Miller has a starring role in the superhero movie The Flash. That film is slated to be released in June 2023. Miller also played the character in other Justice League movies. Hawaii County Police have arrested and charged a Hilo woman with arson for allegedly burning down the home she reportedly once lived in. Firefighters on Friday afternoon arrived at a home on Ohana Place in Hilo, fully engulfed in flames, and extinguished the fire shortly after. No one was injured. Witnesses at the scene reported a woman leaving the house as the fire broke out. The woman was later identified as Ashley Nicole Turner. She reportedly lived at the home. Soon after, police found Turner nearby and arrested her. Damages to the home are estimated at about $80,000. Anyone with information is asked to contact Detective Clarence Davies at 808-961-2382. Tipsters who prefer to remain anonymous can call Crime Stoppers at 808-961-8300. A 35-year-old Honolulu bookkeeper pleaded guilty today to 6 counts of wire fraud and 8 counts of money laundering in a scheme to defraud his clients. Paul Henry Marie Harlman is scheduled for sentencing in U.S. District Court in August. According to court records, while Harlman was working as a contract bookkeeper, he devised 2 fraud schemes to obtain money from 3 of his clients. Harlman faces up to 20 years in prison on each of the wire fraud counts and up to 10 years in prison on each of the money laundering counts. He also faces a fine of up to $250,000 on each count, plus a term of supervised release up to 3 years. Internal Revenue Service criminal investigation and Homeland Security investigations handled the case. In light of Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Hawaii lawmakers want to restore Russian Fort Elizabeth Park to its former Hawaiian name, Pa'ulaula. The park is located on the eastern shoreline of Kauai's Waimea Valley. Resolutions moving through the state legislature urged the Board of Land and Natural Resources to restore the name. In the early 1800s, a Russian-American trading representative arrived to salvage goods from a Russian shipwreck off the coast of Kauai. He began constructing Fort Elizabeth during his stay, but was driven out of the islands before its completion. According to nonprofit Friends of King Kamuali'i, in preparation for the possible name switch, the Department of Transportation has removed roadway signs referencing the area as Russian Fort Elizabeth. Kenneth Conklin is executive director of the Center for Hawaiian Sovereignty Studies. Conklin opposes the resolutions because the current name represents an essential part of Kauai's history. He says renaming would be similar to Soviet Union politicians who removed their enemies' names from history books. For more on these stories and all the latest headlines, subscribe to the Honolulu Star-Advertiser. Visit Hawaii's top source for breaking news online at staradvertiser.com and download the Star-Advertiser mobile app. Mahalo, have a great day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.